And almost uninterrupted. Get ready for the most extra podcast known to man. The Ace and TJ Show presents the Extra Funny Podcast.
Finally, find a news publication that is doing some good work. It's called the dailyrecord.com. dailyrecord.co.uk. They did a story on this Maine who had been suffering horrendous testicular pain for 6 years.
6 years.
6 years. And they said that he had one testicle that would just swell up into a huge size, and then it would shrink back down. Like one day he'd wake up and it'd be huge, and then in 2 days he'd wake up and it'd be back down to normal. He said that it felt like somebody was kicking him in the crotch every time he moved. And the reason why it was going on for so long is because Great Britain has government-controlled health care. And he had to get in a line to wait for the procedure first that was going to be 3 years.
Because it wasn't life or death.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Because, there aren't specialists really in a system where where the government tells doctors how much money they're allowed to make and they're not allowed to make, and all that. You end up getting basically shit doctors. And so there aren't any people really to specialize in this type of thing. So the government had made him an appointment with the best they could find, in the government group. And right before he was supposed to have his surgery, they just canceled out of nowhere. Just said for no reason, and it's kind of like, there the hospitals and doctors and all that are like going to the DMV, which is what all government health care is like. And that's why, people in U.S. America fight against the government being in control of health care. But they just said, we don't have to give you a reason. We're just, we're canceling it. You have to get another appointment. So the Daily Record did this story on him. And right after the story appeared, they contacted a specialist and told the specialist the story. And then he got the guy in for his surgery. And now he's had his bowels fixed.
They deflated it?
I don't know what they did to it, but the Daily Record comes by and does a follow-up for the good news. And they take a picture of the guy, and he's still wearing his pajama pants and stuff. The Daily Record's coming, put on some clothes.
Yeah, you're going to be, absolutely.
Yeah, and even if your nuts are still sensitive, you can put on some pants that are loose fitting and comfortable that aren't pajamas, flannel pajamas.
Linen. You could wear linen pants and be fancy still a little bit.
Or some joggers, But I wonder how big, though, it would get. It didn't say how big it would get.
That's so gross, dude.
I know. I mean, did it get to the size of a baseball, softball, volleyball?
And how does it not burst at that point?
I don't know. Like, how long did it take him to manscape it?
Ew.
When it was swole?
That's gross.
Just one of them?
Yeah, that's what it says. One of them would do that.
For 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
The skin there pretty stretchy?
I would think. Yeah, I would think it could expand, a little bit. But, that's what I always hear women say is that they love a guy with a lot of extra ball skin.
That's not. I was just thinking, I'm like, he's going to have stretch marks on it. Ew. That's disgusting.
Oh, and you should have seen the saggy sack on that guy. Woo, it was hot.
He needs a lift. Sack lift.
Here for the sack lift.
Just a little nip tuck.
There was a guy a few years ago that had that same, his nuts had grown so big that every time he sat down, he had to use a milk crate.
Ew.
Right? Yeah, I remember that
story, yeah.
And it was both of them.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah. And then, but it showed him like trying to get on a city bus and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Forget the boogeyman. That's like horrendous.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, on South Park they made fun of it by the guy had to use a wheelbarrow to carry him around.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking, how does he walk? You have to like have some type of sling onto his
nut
shoulders, a nut sling, so that he can hold him in place while he walks.
Scrotum sling.
I feel like a wheelbarrow would be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Ew.
At first, when I saw the story, I thought he had to actually like carry the milk crate around with him because that's where they went when he would carry it in front of him, like, you know.
I think he did. Wasn't that how he? That's how he did it, right?
I thought so.
But I thought if he sat down, he had to use the milk crate as another, like as a stool.
That's the picture I
like a
remember
ball
seeing.
stool.
And he had the sweatpants. Same thing. He had the sweatpants on all the time because
Yeah.
that was the only pants
But
that
then
would fit.
he couldn't have his hands free because he's holding on to the milk crate.
I would think.
That's-
Yeah.
Unless he got one of those straps like they carry beer in at a baseball game.
What if he trips? That's not good.
Oh,
It's not good.
God, it's just so, it looks so miserable. Still
Let's
getting the
see.
ladies, though.
Ew. No way.
No. This guy's married, the one in the story today. He's married, and
Yeah.
he's like, I'm sorry.
Now, this one I found from a few years ago is a guy who carried his around in a. They're popping up ads. It's not going to let me see the thing.
I carry my nuts around
And
in.
A hoodie.
Fedora backpack.
Yeah.
Ew.
Wesley Warren Jr. had scrotal lymphedema. His nuts essentially weighed 134 pounds.
134 pounds.
Yeah, and it shows him walking down the sidewalk, and he uses a hoodie and ties it off up to his belt.
His nuts weigh more than me.
Yeah.
What?
Do you think if he was like on a dating site that he would list on there, hey, they're huge. Sorry.
I'm
So-
a
I don't know.
man.
I think if you got that, you're not even worried about dating.
Probably not.
Yeah. So when he walks, he wears a hoodie as pants, as part of his pants to help
Yeah.
tie things. But when he rests, they do rest on a milk crate.
Why can't they have him removed? Just go eunuch at that point. Because I mean that can't be a quality of life. Like at that, like swallow your pride, man.
Well, you still want to have a life at some point if they can figure out what's wrong.
I don't know.
But
That's such a woman thing to say. Just cut them off.
I mean,
So what are you talking
dude,
about?
that seems a lot better than having to carry your nuts around in a milk crate all the time.
Well, he was trying to get help for it.
Yeah, he's
You know,
trying to get help.
but you know,
It's not like he's just give it up.
yeah.
Well, this is just
but
my
it's-
life. I'll sit here with 134 pounds.
And he's having to deal with his lamp sitting on the floor of his house now because he's got the milk crate with him. Where do you even get? I guess you can buy milk crates at office supply places now and all
I bet
that.
Amazon.
Oh
During
yeah.
that milk crate challenge, I was like, where the hell are they getting all this?
Yeah, because I mean, there used to be. I mean, they were milk containers. They would carry them. You carry the milk in that to the stores and things like that.
How much you think
But-
one costs?
Huh?
How much you think one costs?
A real milk one or one you get at office supply?
Like a Home Depot.
$20.
It's only 12.
12. Yeah.
It's $12 too expensive.
Not if you're
But I
popping
don't.
your
Yeah.
nuts
if
on
you
them.
need
right.
one.
If
Not
you
if
gotta
you're
have
putting your nuts on. Yeah. Cheap solution.
Yeah, nothing would be
Yeah, I
you know,
can't
too
really
expensive
think of
for
anything
that.
that's not too expensive for that.
That can't be comfortable for his nuts though to be just.
Well, no,
sitting
I
on
think
the-
comfort
really?
is something that you just have to deal with not having.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to have comfort in my life if you got that.
You can't work. You can't function.
But if you're just hanging, because he said when he's relaxing, he puts him on the milk crate. There has to be something more comfortable, like an ottoman or something.
Yeah,
something
but
cushy.
you can't
sure you
carry a
put some
heavy
blanket
footstool
over
around.
You need a poof.
Yeah, maybe one of those, those inflatable things.
Yeah.
You know, like those Miller Lite chairs that they used to have. The promotions where you blow it up and it's an armchair.
I mean,
Yeah,
you got to
could
take
have
it with
that.
you wherever you go, though.
Because I just
It's
think
hard
like,
to take an ottoman to go see
Right.
the insurance guy.
but when he gets off of that milk crate, it's gonna have like the imprint of the milk crate on his
Waffle
nuts. Yeah,
It's like a waffle nut.
Waffle nuts.
it's ugly.
But I bet the milk crate isn't for comfort more so than containment. So
Right.
like you know you don't, that way
Stability.
They just don't like fall off somewhere.
Ew, they're like overflowing off of the milk crate.
Like you put them on an ottoman, they just start rolling
Yeah.
off.
Everywhere. It's-
Ew.
But I don't think they actually fit
my worst
completely in the milk crate. Did they, Riggins? They were so because didn't
I thought
didn't
it was
this
that he-
guy first come to the public attention on Stern?
Yeah, he was on there.
Yeah, and yeah, I think they were so big. That guy was so big, I wouldn't fit in a milk crate. It was just kind of a.
I thought he turned the milk crate upside down.
Oh, maybe and rested
So when he
on it.
sat down, that's why they
That's
would
how I
rest
was
on
picturing
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was because
Oh.
he wasn't carrying them in the thing. You know, remember he's carrying them in a hoodie.
Yeah.
What you got in the hoodie, sir?
Ew. Bunch of balls.
You don't want to see this.
Could he have kids? Did they say anything about that? Like, is he able to? Because does he produce a lot more since they're so much bigger?
I don't think so.
I'm filled to the brim.
He's like, 10 times the amount a normal person
that'd
would.
You better get ready.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
would-
warn you.
I hope not. I hope that's not the case.
You are not ready for this.
That'd be so ugly.
It was pretty ugly.
What do you mean? Well, I don't know. It's 20 times the normal size. What do you think?
Disgusting.
But I remember a lot of people had offered him help, or
Yeah.
he had a lot of opportunities to get it fixed, and I think he's passed away.
Oh,
since
really?
then. I believe so.
Oh, man.
They had to get a coffin big enough to hold that.
You're still going with this, aren't you?
Guys, I can't believe 135 pounds.
Yeah, big nut coffins.
.com. But why
We
wouldn't he
catered.
get the help if people offered it?
I don't remember, and I might have that wrong. And maybe they did help him, but they grew back, or maybe it was like a real tragic ending.
It was cancer, right? Isn't that what they said?
I don't recall.
Well, that would make sense.
Testicular cancer or some other kind of cancer treatment that caused it?
Oh, that's a good question. I just thought I heard the word cancer thrown around whenever I heard the story, so I don't know.
Probably was.
Hold on,
but,
let me look up big ball cancer.
Ew.
but either way, I mean, it's a bad situation. And Mr. Martin Brown here in the story today has finally gotten relief. You can't work with that though, can you? Can you? You can't go. You can't hold down a job if every time you move, it feels like somebody's kicking you in the crotch.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think.
Yeah, the scrotum guy, Wesley Warren Jr., with 132-pound balls, he had 2 heart attacks after being hospitalized for complications from diabetes.
R.I.P. Big Nuts.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Wesley.
It says it grew about at a rate of 3 pounds per month.
Oh, I'm looking at a picture. That is
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah, it is.
But think about
Bad
this other
business.
guy. 6 years, he couldn't move without it feeling like a stabbing pain in his groin.
And up in his stomach, he said, it felt like a steel rod going up in his stomach.
Oh, man.
Now, I don't know how he knows that. What a steel rod in your stomach feels like. He could be speaking in hyperbolic terms. You know, I think he needs to shut up with the whining a little bit. Tired of hearing about it.
Has it
He's
already
being
been,
a baby.
Did they fix it for him already, or it's just a plan to fix it?
I think they fixed it for him. He wakes up happy every day.
Good for him.
I bet
That's
so.
great.
My wife can finally, I don't know what I was going to say.
Finally, something.
Funnier than your average podcast. This is the Extra Funny Podcast, presented by Neogenics. Find out more about Neogenics at acetj.com/Neogenics. More Extra Funny podcasts next.
More of the Extra Funny podcast is coming up on Ace TJ TV. Today on Ace TJ TV. It's Thursday. Watch the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show live from 6 to 9 Eastern, or watch anytime on demand after 9. Then it's Extra Funny live at 9 Eastern and available anytime on demand after 10. And a special HTJ TV presentation of Live from the Living Room is live on our Facebook and TikTok feeds at 7 p.m. Eastern. Ace TJ Prime Plus members today get to know Ace TJ on the road, a new video feature live from the cast members' cars. It's Ace TJ TV, available at acetj.com, the Ace and TJ app, or at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Ace TJ Show.
When it comes to making memories this summer, whether it's with your family, your friends, your significant other, there is one place where you can do it all. And that place is Gaston County. Go to acetj.com/Gaston. That's acetj.com/Gaston to find out about all the incredible stuff that you can do this summer in Gaston County. Hiking, biking, swimming, shopping, great places to stay, and things like the Ridgeline Craft Beverage Trail. Gaston County offers a lot of different and unique opportunities for you to make some incredible memories over the summer. And many of them are outdoors. This is a special time of the year, not too hot, just right for zip lines or hiking, biking, getting out on the trails. Makes no difference. They've got it all. Whether you're a novice or you're experienced in whatever you want to do, Gaston County has something special for you. Go to acetj.com/Gaston and find out all about the incredible things to do this summer in Gaston County. That's acetj.com/Gaston to find out what's happening in Gaston County. If you have nagging pain, imagine being rid of that nagging pain with no medication, no surgery, and no downtime. It could happen thanks to Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, Neogenics. Call 704-727-6551 or go to acetj.com/Neogenics.
Hey, it's Ace from the Ace and TJ Show, and I'm out here at beautiful Northstone Country Club in Huntersville, North Carolina. Just getting ready, getting some practice in for the Ace and TJ Jet Fitness 24/7 golf tournament. It happens Monday, November 13th, and it's all to benefit our charity, Peyton's Promise. Look, it's a day off from work. It's one round of golf for a great charity, and in the process, you're going to have a great time. In addition to golf, we've got the long drive competition. We've got putting for Peyton, so give me 1 second here. Well, I can't win anyway. You see why I need the practice. Go to acetj.com/golf to get signed up. It's acetj.com/golf. We need you. Peyton's Promise needs you. And your one round of golf could change somebody's life forever. acetj.com/golf for the Ace and TJ Jet Fitness 24/7 golf tournament, Monday, November 13th.
Putting the X in extra. This is the Extra Funny Podcast from the Ace and TJ Show.
Have we talked about K9 jets before? I don't know. I've heard of this, but I don't know if we've talked about it on the show. But there is a private jet service for dogs called K9 Jets, and it is a service where if you are somewhere and you want to get your dogs to where you are, you put them on these private jets, and the company flies your pet to your dog. It's $9,855 one way, and it's basically, rich people having their pets flown around on private jets.
Yeah, I think we did talk about this because somebody went to Africa and had to fly their animal to Africa.
$10?
From like Clearwater, Florida or something.
This company was created by a husband and wife in, I'm guessing it's Birmingham and not Birmingham in this story, because they're talking about flying from Dubai to London and all, it's their new route. But they say that they already operate services to New Jersey, Los Angeles, Frankfurt, Paris, and Lisbon. And I think this is great. I usually would say, treating pets like humans and all of that stuff is not good, and but in this case, I say they need to find more jets, fly more pets, do whatever needs to be done. If these people have the money to do it, and the husband and wife who own this company can make money off of it, go do it. And the main reason that I'm all for this is because it's pissing off the environmentalists.
Of course, I knew there was a...
Extinction Rebellion, the climate protest group, criticized the service. Quote, "This is clear evidence that super wealthy people are still capable of loving an animal like one of their own, which strangely offers me some sense of help. Yet, I'm left dumbfounded that the same people cannot connect to the collapsing natural world around them and thus come to their senses, said XR spokesperson Todd Smith.
Todd.
What's
up, Todd?
Todd Smith and his little whiny cry baby ass. Good for them. But I mean, you can hear the Marxism in this right in the beginning here. This is clear evidence that super wealthy people are still capable of loving an animal. Like, if you're super wealthy, then you're just such an evil person that it does give me hope that I find out that you do have the capability to love a pet. Because, as we all know, anybody who's rich is evil and needs to be brought down. I say, Riggins,
That's terrible.
let's get that dog of yours, Riley, on a private jet.
He deserves it.
Where do you need him to go?
Somewhere far away. I'll stay here.
Yeah.
Back to his homeland is where I would probably send him.
Back to your people.
Yeah, let him go experience his culture.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be perfect. But I understand $10,000 to know your pet's going to get somewhere safe.
That makes me think, though, they should come up with an airlines just for dogs. Like, you have one. No, but like one that you can take at Charlotte, like International. You go to the regular airport. Every regular airport would have an airlines just for dogs. And they would have their own entrance and everything. It would be so cute.
Just because it's so cute.
Yeah, it'd be so cute.
You know that
they go
plane
through
would
their own
stink.
security.
The dog's shitting all over.
I'd rather fly in that stinky plane than with some of the jackasses on, Spirit Airlines or
Right.
whatever.
Get me on the dog.
Yeah, if you get a dog on one of those planes, they're looking for drugs.
Yeah. Mess.
They
I
would
would love that.
They would put down the little tables and they would give him a dog treat.
I bet they do that. Sure they do that.
Yeah, I mean, they got to feed the dogs on these flights, and
But that's just like one dog. It's not like they're taking a group of dogs. It's you
Yeah.
pay them to
No.
bring like your 2 dogs and that's it.
I don't think so. I think they're booking out the plane for the dogs.
Oh, for all
yeah,
for
it's one
many
dog,
dogs.
yeah.
Oh.
Because how often is it that you have 10 people that need their dogs to go from New York to London? So you probably just book it. I need
it's
this
not
flight.
It's not for a general admission kind of thing. I mean, it'd be like you and Jay going and getting a private jet to take your 2 dogs.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
Yeah.
a group of dogs they're bringing.
No.
It's just you're specifically
Right.
getting this jet for for your personal dog, not
Right.
everybody else.
Yeah, and even if it's just one, if you have
Right.
one dog, it's going to be on this flight.
Yeah, exactly.
And
It's
be
10,000
catered to
$10,000 for that.
$10,000 for
Because
one way.
entire plane?
One way, yeah.
I thought it would have been more than that.
that's why they should have the airlines where it's a bunch of dogs, so it's cheaper for each dog.
Yeah.
Going to make a bunch of stops along the way.
But I'm sure that
so cute layovers.
that's probably depending on how far the plane is going, you put the fuel cost in.
Sure.
I bet it's pretty much the same as if a human, leased out a private plane to take them somewhere.
That doesn't seem like as
10,000
much
each
as
way.
I would think.
No, they're
Well,
saying on here
uh,
it's got to be 75% full or else they'll cancel it.
Oh,
So I
really?
bet you there's
Okay.
like certain dates throughout the month. They're like, you book it on October 19th, and that's when we're doing the flight. Because
It's not just for, just for a
because the
personal
flight to
dog.
Jersey to Dubai would certainly be more than
Yeah, it would.
$9,000.
Yeah, it would.
They're making money though, because if there's $9,000 per dog, and
Yeah.
they have probably how many dogs on there, they're making good money off of that.
They're not huge jets like passenger airlines, but they're pretty big, and that you fly with them. It says you can fly with them.
Oh, so it's not just for the dogs.
Right, but you don't have to. Like you
Yeah.
can't. A lot of people are putting just their dogs on there
My idea is way better.
just for the cute factor.
Yeah, because I just want them to have their own little security line.
Yeah, it's adorable.
Yeah,
Seeing all those faces from the windows, like
Exactly. Can you
it's adorable.
But they say you're not supposed to put pets through the scanners.
Right.
Oh, they can't walk through any of them?
I think maybe they were talking about if they're in a carry-on
Oh,
thing.
okay, yeah.
But I don't see the difference.
They
An
go-
X-ray's an X-ray. They put people through them.
They go get little pupperitas before they board their flight. That'd be so cute.
Yeah. Oh, God, that looks miserable to me.
Are you
Please, that's a dream.
Not the dogs, but the people. Oh, he's showing us a little video of what it looks like on the plane because those people look annoying.
Well, They are certainly annoying.
Is it like a standard private jet, or is it like specially made for this purpose?
No, it looks like a standard private jet.
A great idea.
So the animals just stay in the aisles, and the people sit and look at what they're about 10 seats on
Yeah,
that.
they said you can sit. They can sit in your lap, no crate required, or they can sit next to you in the cabin. Cats are required to be in the. Can you imagine flying a cat for $9,000?
Love it.
Yeah, the cat's definitely not worth it.
Yeah, their Instagram's incredible though. Go check that out.
K9 Jets. Yeah,
So cute.
you know, and for me, anything that's going to piss off the environmentalist radicals,
Worth
I love it. Love it, love it.
They said we're adding routes all the time, so it's not
Good.
going away.
Look
Good.
at how cute.
Put
Oh
those
my
jets in the
God.
air.
I love
Put the
it.
hammer down. Put
I
it
just
out
want to be
there.
rich so I can do stuff like this, just for fun.
Yeah.
But would you find it more fun to just put the dogs on there for a flight with their just to have the plane all to themselves, or in this situation where you go with other pet owners?
No, I would want to go by myself with them. Mm-hmm. And be like, this is how we're supposed to live our lives, guys.
Yeah.
This was meant to be.
But if you had you were on a business trip and you went to say Dubai for a few days, and then you ended up staying longer than you were expected, and you had to send for your dogs. They also would do that. Like you get somebody to take your dogs to the airport and put them on the plane.
Oh my God, look at that guy.
Chow chow.
Ah, I would boop all of their noses. I can't. It's the best.
I would boop all of their noses.
TJ just said that before we came back on.
I did. I said, well, I want a nose to boop.
And they're talking about how successful it is. I mean, this weekend, 19 human passengers, 18 souls on board, whatever they
Yeah.
call it.
Great idea.
I wonder how often the dogs get in a fight. Because
Yeah.
you know it happens. You know dogs
Yeah.
are fighting each other.
I wanted the same thing. But so $9,000 gets you, like if you wanted to ship Riley somewhere, Riggins, it's whoever, you and the dog.
I think so.
So and if someone was
Or
bringing,
I don't know.
if you
I
said
don't
like,
know
"Hey
that.
Alexis, can you go to my house and get Riley and bring him out to me?"
Yep.
It would be like a spot for Riley and the dog, covered about for $9,000.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that means the whole flight, you got $90,000. If you have a full plane, if there are 10 people on the flight, 10 dogs or whatever, or animals, you got $90,000 per flight.
Put on the TV for them. You can watch a movie.
I'm sure they do. All that stuff.
I saw that like Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson were talking about it. He said it was like $250,000 for a single private flight for him. Shannon Sharp did.
He spent $250,000 for what, to fly an animal somewhere?
No,
or
to
just
fly in general. So I'm saying like, there's got to be. I don't know.
Yeah,
That can't
that's
be
not-
right.
No,
That's got to be overshooting.
it is
though.
way overshooting. Yeah,
Because you
it
see
depends
those-
on, it depends on where he's going.
I guess that's true.
If he's going somewhere to benefit people, like away from everybody who could ever look at him or hear him again. If he's going out into the wilderness,
That'd be priceless.
never to be heard again, to benefit society, Shannon Sharp would probably pay a lot for that.
Because you see those commercials, the company that sponsors ESPN College Game Day, Executive Jets or whatever it's called. Anyway, they talk about the fact that you can rent those and buy in on one of those things for way cheaper than that.
Yeah, Chad Johnson looked at him like he was crazy when he said that number.
Well, and that may be because Shannon Sharp is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Shannon Sharp.
What about Chad
I don't
Johnson?
think
You like
Shannon's
him?
very sharp at all.
That is if you have a lot of money, that would be an interesting thing to do. Like when Charlie Sheen was going through all that craziness years ago, and he rented the Arizona Diamondbacks ballpark for batting practice, and they had an employee who came out and pitched batting practice, and he paid it was like $150,000 because they tagged on at the end when they were done, scoreboard working, cameras, everything. He had them open the roof and they had fireworks display.
See, I'm trying to be that rich, like for real.
What are you doing?
But like John Travolta is a seasoned pilot, like the real deal kind of pilot, and he has one of those. Just one of his planes is one of those Qantas type planes. It's the largest private plane in the world. But he flies it. I'd be like, no,
He's got
somebody
fly
get
it.
somebody-
his house.
Yeah, but if I'm paying all that for that big of a private plane, I want to kick back. I don't want to have to do work while I'm up there and fly it myself. I mean, that's trashy.
You know, the band Iron Maiden, their lead singer, Bruce Dickinson, is the pilot of their aircraft. And they put band, crew, all the gear, everything flies on one customized, huge airplane, and he's the pilot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if I'm flying in a private plane, private jet, I don't want to be the one having to do the work.
I want to relax.
Unless like it's like that's your hobby, so you have a smaller one that you just take. But if not that huge, you said it's the biggest one that's ever existed.
It's those Qantas planes that have like the upstairs part and
Yeah,
all that.
that's
Those huge.
Take another one. Take a small one.
Yeah, he's got it at his house. Like I know his neighbors like freaked out. They were like, "What the hell?" He's got this huge jetliner.
I would go live in that. Like, Joshua, can I live in your airplane?
Well, and, he may have gotten, so skilled and all and trained as a pilot because he's trying to fly out there to Xenu and them, trying to find his, his God,
Isn't his
that alien that the Scientologists worship.
Yeah, at Travolta's house.
Sheesh.
Are you looking at it now?
Yeah.
It is so wild because his whole house is set up to where the landing strip is behind the house.
He has 3 planes. That's a flex right there. Major flex.
Major flex.
Yeah, so on one on each, there's a wing, so to speak, on each end that takes care of planes. 2 smaller planes on one side, the big plane on the other end.
All that room to kiss dudes in.
Yeah. And it's all set up in the backyard of his house. You notice, though, he didn't have any neighbors.
Yeah.
There's nobody living close to him from any of the aerial views that I could see.
If I was
Because
that
he
rich,
killed them all.
He did.
If I was that rich, I wouldn't want people near me at all. Stay far away.
Except somebody doing all the work on the flight.
Yeah.
Because as the pilot, he's got to actually go out there and check everything, and he's got to keep all those records and all that stuff. That's why I'd never be a good pilot. Because I would cut corners. They say, "Did you check this?" Well, I just was out here yesterday and it was working, so yeah, it's fine. But you can't do that. You got to physically check every little thing every time. If you flew somewhere, you did all the checks, and you flew somewhere and landed, and then in 10 minutes you were flying back, you'd still have to go through all that shit again before you take off. No way. That's dumb.
That's dumb. There you go.
More than just regular funny. This is Extra Funny. There's more of Ace and TJ's Extra Funny podcast next.
More of the Extra Funny podcast is coming up on Ace TJ TV. Today on Ace TJ TV. It's Thursday. Watch the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show live from 6 to 9 Eastern, or watch anytime on demand after 9. Then it's Extra Funny live at 9 Eastern and available anytime on demand after 10. And a special Ace TJ TV presentation of Live from the Living Room is live on our Facebook and TikTok feeds at 7 p.m. Eastern. Ace TJ Prime Plus members today get to know Ace TJ on the road, a new video feature live from the cast members' cars. It's Ace TJ TV, available at acetj.com, the Ace and TJ app, or at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Ace TJ Show.
When it comes to making memories this summer, whether it's with your family, your friends, your significant other, there is one place where you can do it all. And that place is Gaston County. Go to acetj.com/Gaston. That's acetj.com/Gaston to find out about all the incredible stuff that you can do this summer in Gaston County. Hiking, biking, swimming, shopping, great places to stay, and things like the Ridgeline Craft Beverage Trail. Gaston County offers a lot of different and unique opportunities for you to make some incredible memories over the summer. And many of them are outdoors. This is a special time of the year, not too hot, just right for zip lines or hiking, biking, getting out on the trails. Makes no difference. They've got it all. Whether you're a novice or you're experienced in whatever you want to do, Gaston County has something special for you. Go to acetj.com/Gaston and find out all about the incredible things to do this summer in Gaston County. That's acetj.com/Gaston to find out what's happening in Gaston County. If you have nagging pain, imagine being rid of that nagging pain with no medication, no surgery, and no downtime. It could happen thanks to Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, Neogenics. Call 704-727-6551 or go to acetj.com/Neogenics.
Hey, it's Ace from the Ace and TJ Show, and I'm out here at beautiful Northstone Country Club in Huntersville, North Carolina. Just getting ready, getting some practice in for the Ace and TJ Jet Fitness 24/7 Golf Tournament. It happens Monday, November 13th, and it's all to benefit our charity, Peyton's Promise. Look, it's a day off from work. It's one round of golf for a great charity, and in the process, you're going to have a great time. In addition to golf, we've got the long drive competition. We've got putting for Peyton. So give me 1 second here. Well, I can't win anyway. You see why I need to practice. Go to acetj.com/golf to get signed up. It's acetj.com/golf. We need you. Peyton's Promise needs you. And your one round of golf could change somebody's life forever. acetj.com/golf for the Ace and TJ Jet Fitness 24/7 Golf Tournament, Monday, November 13th.
More about Neogenics at acetj.com/Neogenics. Now, Ace and TJ.
Neogenics. There's some bad news on some research they've done about couples who met on dating apps. The Arizona State University did a study of online daters, and they say that they are less happy in their marriages. If a couple met online through a dating service or something, they're not as happy as people who met in person. There were almost 1,000 married couples in the study, about half who met online and half who were introduced offline, meaning in real people terms, they met in person. They asked them questions to get the score for their marriage satisfaction and stability. Couples who met online are more likely in same-sex or interracial relationships, which means they can face more pressures from quote-unquote societal marginalization and be less embraced by those around them. That's a lie. I do not believe that. In 2023, U.S. America, if there is an interracial couple, nobody is shunning them and acting like that they're doing something wrong. I just don't believe that. It says couples who met online are more likely to have to overcome lingering stigmas from family and friends about online dating. Is that true still? Do people look down upon the online dating? I didn't think they did.
Maybe like the older people who don't understand it.
Right. Seems like that's really behind the times, though.
Mm-hmm. A bunch of fuddy-duddies, as the kids say.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Couples who met online are more likely to have to deal with being more remote, at least initially, than couples who meet in person.
Duh.
More remote. Y'all don't look at people who met online as some sort of a stigma, do you?
No, I don't think anything about it anymore.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I figured you did. Yeah.
Don't even.
And I wonder, are they just counting dating sites, or if you met somebody on Instagram or Facebook or any of those, do they count that as an online meeting? It's just strictly on hookup sites, dating sites.
Yeah, probably just the dating sites.
Back in the day, I used to make people. So, Alexis, when we were younger and new in our career, I used to purposely do things on the radio to aggravate people and upset them and make them mad. Yeah, I would say things. I would sometimes say things that I really didn't believe, just in sarcasm, just to play with people. Mm-hmm. And this was when online dating it was relatively new, and I would say that their online relationships never work, ever work. And then people would call and say, "I'm in an online relationship." I'd say, "Well, there is not a single couple that met online that has been together for at least 10 years, because that's the mark of a successful relationship is 10 years, because it hadn't been around 10 years yet. And oh, that used to aggravate them so much. They'd get so bent out of shape. Bunch of losers.
It'd be funny to see though where they are now, if they did stay together and break up.
Yeah, the ones who met on dating sites when the internet was first, becoming mainstream, yeah, they didn't make it.
They didn't make it.
Their relationships didn't make it.
None of them made it.
How often because there is a difference in the relationships, right? If they meet on, say, Hinge, that's the big popular one right now, or if they met on eHarmony, or if they met on Twitter or something like that. I mean, not Twitter, Tinder. Right? Would you think more of like it's the real deal if they met on eHarmony than you would if they met on Tinder?
Well, I would think that if they met on eHarmony, they're probably older.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't think nobody my age. I haven't met anybody that's been on eHarmony.
Okay, well, what about Hinge?
Hinge. What about?
Would you take their relationship more seriously than if they met on Tinder?
Yeah, because Tinder's just like
Yeah,
just
I
for
think
being
so.
wild.
Tinder has that reputation. Whether it's just or not, Tinder has that reputation.
And
things like Match or a Hinge seem like and I don't know anything about it. I've never been on any of them. But it just seems like, from a reputation standpoint, they seem to be more involved and they ask more questions
Right.
about what are you interested in.
It's a lot more commitment.
Whereas Tinder's just people looking to hook up within 5 miles of where you are.
Well, I think it comes down to so many things in our society. When you have to pay for something,
Yeah.
you're going to get a much better quality than if you're just dealing with people who are looking for something for free.
Always. Yeah, you're right.
You can see that at any state park on a Saturday. You ever been hiking on a Saturday out
Yeah.
there? Oh, it's like a leper colony.
Fine people.
Yeah, but if they put up a gate that said $2 to enter, that's all it would take. It would cut out that riffraff. I'll tell you that right now.
All true, TJ. All true.
It's the Ace and TJ Show with a little something extra. This is the Extra Funny Podcast.